You guys know about MENinism? It's sort of feminism for men. Anna, is that a fair explanation? Feminism for men. It's men that want to be empowered to be men. How's that?
Sure.
That sounded pretty good. Okay, so the BBC did a report on these guys. This is a movement that started about a year ago, and it was originally just a bunch of guys that online were sharing jokes about men and kind of making fun of the whole thing. But now it's sort of morphed into this group of men, mostly online, who are, quote, expressing the difficulties of being a man in the 21st century. We've got some tweets and some photos about some of the things that these guys have been talking about. I need MENinism because the movie Magic Mike promotes an unrealistic expectation of how men's bodies should look. You know, Ben, please field this one, would you?
I mean, it's tough because if he's kidding, bravo, well done.
Pretty good.
If he's serious, what a gigantic jackbag. Like, I mean, you don't. So I don't know. You know, I don't know. But if it's serious, then come on, man.
Is this segment going to end with you taking your shirt off? Because you haven't done it in a couple months, and I'm a little disturbed.
I'm already well underway.
Yeah, wow, you're pulling to me right there. All right, let's see what else we got. We got some tweets and some other pictures. So here's a series of tweets using the Meninist hashtag. So sometimes it's Meninist, and sometimes it's Menimist, Twitter. So why do men have to spend our hard-earned money on dates when we can get asked out, picked up, and fed? I like free food, too. So they're trying to turn feminism on its head. Why can't men ever get into a club for free?
Can we stop right
Yes.
there? I actually, look, there are a lot of MRA people out there that are extreme in their views, and I disagree with them. There are some that are actually reasonable, and they talk about unfair prosecutorial standards for men versus women, that kind of thing.
Can you real quick explain what MRA is for the...
Men's rights activists, right? So I'm willing to have a discussion about the reasonable points that are made because not all sexes are created equally when it comes to certain situations, right? So that's fine. But that comment right there about men not being able to get into clubs for free, I couldn't agree more with that. I actually hate when I go into a club and it's like a titty fest, and I'm going there because I want to socialize with other men.
Yeah.
I'm not going there because I want to socialize with other women. I'll do that somewhere else. So yeah, that kind of does frustrate me.
If you don't want a titty fest, you should stop going to all those lesbian bars.
And also, if you want to go to a club with a guy, you're not getting in unless you show up at like 9:30, right? Because they just don't want guys in there. It doesn't make any sense.
By the way, that's great. Is 9:30 early or late?
Super early.
Well, to that point, Ben, when's the last time when you and your posse, Jenk and Steve and the rest of the crew all got together, you guys put on your nice black shirts and then went to a club and you couldn't get in, right? Am I right? You stand out there looking like a bunch of schmucks.
First of all, before I answer that question, let me just say that I want a titty fest. You know, I hear you that there's some, do people in the men's rights movement occasionally stumble onto a good point? Should men get into clubs for... No, I don't know. But it's not real. Like, it's all about an idea that the people who have power somehow want to feel like victims. So in the end, I hear you. I would agree with a couple of their points too. But I would accidentally stumble into agreeing with a couple of Stalin's points. Like, it's all horseshit.
Right, and by the way, those two tweets that we just showed there, those are pretty insignificant things. Getting into a club and being taken out on a date. Like, it's not systemic stuff. Go ahead.
They absolutely are. And, you know, I guess my biggest argument against MRAs would be just the idea that feminism is a zero-sum game, right? So if women are empowered and they're able to enter the workforce and they're paid equally, then all of a sudden men are losing their rights and men are screwed over, and that feminists want to violate men's rights. No, women want simple things like, I don't know, not getting raped, or I don't know, making sure that there is justice when there is sexual assault or harassment at the work, right? So the women want to get paid an equal amount for equal work, right? I don't want to hear stupid arguments about how women are the ones who get knocked up, and since we're the ones that get pregnant, well, obviously we don't take our job seriously, we're going to end up leaving, so we should get paid less. No, that's a stupid fucking argument. There are plenty of women out there that have no interest in having kids, so you can't just make that judgment from the get-go, and B, like, if they do end up getting pregnant, a lot of women continue working, not even because they really want to, because in this economy, you absolutely have to, right? And then one other thing, there's another argument that, oh, look, women are getting better jobs than men are, this and that. When more women are employed than men these days, you know, look at the rates of employment in the United States. No, you have to look at the types of jobs women get hired at. They don't get high-paying, high-level jobs as often as men do, right? So if you want to have a discussion, you can't compare apples and oranges. You got to look at apples and apples. And in this case, a lot of times, MRA people will ignore that. You want to have a discussion about prosecutions? You want to have a discussion about child support? You want to have a discussion about matrimony? No, not matrimony. What's the thing that you have to pay?
Spousal support.
Spousal support. Alimony. There we go.
What's palimony? That's the other way, right?
Right.
Palimony is if you weren't married.
Oh, okay.
So all of those things are,
what
I
you give
think,
to your pal.
legitimate.
No, I really thought you made that up. Okay, that sounded good.
All of those things are legitimate topics to discuss in a mature way. But as I'm sure you're going to see in the comment sections of this video, a lot of people are uninterested in having a mature, rational discussion about it. There's this very us versus them mentality, and also there's a lot of frustration about guys who can't maybe have sex with everyone that they want to have sex with. This notion that women only want bad boys and women don't want me because I'm a good guy. Usually good guys don't make comments like that.
Life is full of disappointment, and it has nothing to do with MENinism or feminism. And you're not going to get to have sex with who you want to, and you're not going to be able to get to the club you want to, and you're not going to be able to go to the restaurant you want to, and if you want to go out with a girl, you got to buy her dinner. Maybe not. He'll probably split it with you, right? That happens, seems to, but that's not anything to do with feminism. And your last 3 minutes was like impassioned and awesome, because that's what the issues of feminism are. So don't engage with them over whether they should get in the club, because what they're trying to do is redefine feminism and turn feminism into these little things where bitchy women just want to have their way, right? But it's not. It's about what you said. It's about equal pay and equal rights and respect and safety, being able to dress how you want and go out and not think, I hope nothing happens to me. Yeah. So I'm not going to engage with them on anything.
Yeah, well, actually, I mean, you both have pretty much summed this up in a pretty spectacular way. Let's just look at just like 2 more tweets, so we have a little bit of a broader sense of the types of things. Why can't she open the door for me? Again, it's the type of...
If they're kidding, it's funny.
Right.
Right. You know, I'd have been happy to send that.
Right, and when we were looking at the tweets on this, just leave it up for a sec. When we were looking at the tweets on this, I was having trouble figuring out if these were jokes or not. And finally, you can take bikini pics with your friends, but when I take shirtless pictures with my friends, I'm gay.
Also funny.
He might be gay.
He might be gay.
He might be
just
funny.
be clever. Right? I don't know. But
I mean, I like shirtless pictures of men.
Of men. Well, you know what? So there you go.
I don't
Equality. That's what it's all about. What do you think? Let us know in the comments right down below.